The number one reason people never become rich off their clothing brand is because they do not know the 5 1s. Also, just real quick, here's some numbers that we're gonna go through so that you know that you can lean in and take notes because this is actually true. This is a brand that made $14,000 in 30 days of literally just starting this brand with 0 followers. This is a brand we helped get to $109,000 in 7 days. It's actually gonna be a whole nother video. Here's a brand we helped make $90,000 in 1 hour. Yes, 1 hour. And another brand that we made $300,000 last month with literally no background in business or social media at all. In this video, I'm going to show you the truth about getting rich with your clothing brand, the different strategies that no one is even talking about, and practical advice you can implement today, and the numbers behind everything so that you know that this actually works. And no, you do not have to have a ton of money to spend on ads, but a little bit more on that later. Okay, so I don't really like to admit this, but I'm extremely stubborn, and my wife will vouch for me on this one. When I first started this company, I was 23 years old. It was my 3rd company. Technically, I've done a few other things, but I was just looking to grow and not necessarily have to go back to a job. Our very first client, and the one that is still a client with us today, is a clothing brand, but we continued to chase money and spread ourselves extremely thin. We went broad instead of narrow. Honestly, like what really happened was we were like, okay, we can build this type of website and we can do SEO for this client, search engine optimization, and we can do video shoot for this, even though we've never done a video like that before. We can do your social media, we'll post for you, we can do your messaging. And honestly, it was a lot of running around in a lot of different places, and then you realize why the people who are like, for lack of better terms, like surgeons, get paid way more than general doctors, right? Because general doctors can serve a variety of people, but you go to a surgeon when you need a specialist, and a specialist gets paid way more. So for you and your brand, your clothing brand, this is the framework we used and you can use to build your company to 7 figures and more. This is also the framework that we have used to help dozens of other brands build 7 and 8-figure companies. So I'm gonna go over here to this document. I'm gonna write out these 5 1s because I think they're extremely important. I wanna detail them out and tell you what really makes them different and what you can implement today. Hear me when I say this, you have to actually do them. If you just say, oh, that's very, very cool, I wanna do something like that, and then you don't follow through, the chances or results may vary. Absolutely applies here because you got to follow the actual practice here. Now, number 1 is one audience, and I'm gonna make this font bigger for you guys to make it a little bit easier. So one audience, what I mean by that is one actual person that you're going after. This is like a guy or a girl, okay? So many people don't realize that your audience is a very specific person, but you also need to define it a little bit differently. You have to go by what we call like an interest graph. What are the actual interests? Not only are they a guy, but who are they specifically? Okay, so are they a dad? What are the demographics? And then what are the psychographics? Psychographics like, do they shop at Target? Or are they a Walmart person? Or do they shop at Neiman Marcus? Or do they shop at Kohl's? Those types of interest graphs really help you define who that audience is. And you can see very quickly how if this was a guy, it'd be completely different than a girl. So now you got 2 audiences that you're serving, and if you go granular, it's like, wow, that's very hard messaging. Now, you can go mass when you get to be a larger company, not when you're, less than $30 million a year. You should be focused on that one audience. Then the second one here, I'm gonna do it this way, one message to that audience. So what are you solving? What's that problem that you're solving? What's that message, that clear message you're going after? For example, I talk about this a lot, but Bomba's clear message was, hey, we're gonna have a great quality sock, and that's where they started, great quality sock, and we're also going to give back, and our goal, our mission, our message is that we're going to clothe the homeless, or at least provide socks for the homeless. And so that was their clear message to that audience. So you knew like, hey, if you want a high quality sock, and now they're getting into like running and like athletics, so they're defining their sock game a little bit more, but the one audience with a very clear message, and this is one platform, or really at this point, traffic source. What I mean by that is this could be organic, this could be paid, and this could be defined as like organic Instagram, organic TikTok, paid Facebook, paid Meta, paid Pinterest. It doesn't matter, but you need one platform that you dominate on. We created this video on YouTube because we know that a lot of you guys who are clothing brand owners are searching for videos like this to help them build a 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure company, quit their jobs, take their brand to the next level. You're watching this video, and so we're using organic YouTube. Now, we do other things as well. We're past this formula. We have expanded from it, which you can after you get through this next part of it, but we've decided YouTube organic. Define where you're at. It could be Instagram organic. One platform, one traffic source. Next one is one offer. What is your offer to the marketplace? Offer, let me just be clear here, does not mean discount. Let me throw off some offers here because I think it'll be helpful for you guys. So one offer could be a BOGO 50% off. It could be free shipping. It could be free gift. It could be next day shipping. Be same day shipping. It honestly does not matter. It just needs to be enticing. Now, what I will tell you is that it actually does matter. 10% off ain't gonna move the needle, right? Use that to collect an email address. Telling somebody that they are going to get a free gift if they spend $200, also not going to move the needle. Make sure that the offer is good. It doesn't mean that you have only one offer, but it means that you test out offers, and then once you find a winning one, you run with it. One offer, just to use the name there, I use this example a lot as well, which is like the Geico commercial. So like the Geico commercial is 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. So that is their offer. They figured it out. That works. They went. That wins. 15 minutes, not that long. 15%, sweet. So it's very catchy. Everybody knows it. They know what their offer is. Everyone should know what your offer is. If it's always buy one pair, get a free pair, Tom's, like everyone should know what that offer is. You run with that, and then the easiest part here, or absolutely the hardest, is literally 1 year. You are all in on this for 1 year. But 1 year, this is a long period of time. I completely understand that. However, in the business world, and if you've been around for more than a year, you know this. If you're 3-4 months into your business and you're like, I don't even have my website yet, or I've been putting in so many hours, I do it every single day, all my free moments. I talk to people all of the time. They're like, yeah, every waking moment, I'm spinning on my brand. I'm like, what are you doing? And then they're like, oh yeah, but I'm also, I'll make some changes, some tweaks to my website. It's like, cool, but are you making money yet? Right, so you know that 1 year will pass by very quickly. Follow this framework. This will help you grow your brand and help you focus in. This is what's going to help you become rich and actually have enough money to pay for the thing. Hard work looks like hard work because it is hard work. Look, I'm about to tell you how you can get rich with your clothing brand, and I used this title honestly because I think it would help reach more people, but my message to you is this. There are a lot of people on the internet who are 20 to 30 years old, maybe even younger, and showing how they make hundreds of thousands of dollars building their brand, and I don't knock them at all. That's really cool. But for every single one of them, there are tens of thousands who start and never make anything. It's because the truth is you have to build a true brand. And brand is defined by association, which means that people have that good feeling about it. One that people will happily trade their money for, right? A good brand that people actually give their money to and be happy about it. And that's exactly what I want to share with you. Step by step, the practical advice that you can use to make money today. I really want to get into tactical stuff, so that's what we're going to do right now. But before we get into that, I want to say a quick hey, howdy, and hello for all of you out there. My name is Aaron. I'm one of the co-founders here at Bit Branding, and we specialize in clothing brands that scale online. We serve hundreds of brands from over 70 different countries around the world. And if you're a clothing brand owner, I would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe so you do not miss out on any of the latest content. And we do this all for free for y'all. And if you do this in the next 7 seconds, I'll share with you a picture of Luca making a step back 3. Go Maps. All right, so we're over here on Instagram, and what I want to tell you too is that there's not a brand that does everything perfectly, but I do want to show some examples of a brand that's doing some things correctly. This is a women's clothing boutique. We can probably get into a streetwear brand, doesn't really matter. What I can tell you is the organic strategy that I want you to implement is very, very simple. It does take work, but we call it the 10K challenge. The goal is to get 10,000 visitors to your site per month. And this is a quick start guide. So this is like if you had 0, but if you have 50,000, you want to get to an additional 10, probably a little bit easier. We could, very simply, you could do this and get you another 10. But the goal is that you need to every single day post 3 reels, and I'll go over here to my document as well. So here's the breakdown. I need you to post 3 reels per day on 4 different platforms. I typically start with Instagram. So this could be Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Facebook Reels. 4 different platforms, 3 reels per day. Now, one little caveat that I have added is a video carousel. You may be asking, what is a video carousel? No worries, we'll pull it up here in a second. So 1 video carousel. And so that's 4 posts per day. Let's do some quick math here. 4 times 4 equals, what is it? 16. All right, we're back to school. And then 16 times 30, don't really know what that is, 480 times 30, because 30 days in a month. 31, if you pick a good lucky month, you get 460 posts. Sorry, you get 480 posts. You may be thinking, oh wow, that's a lot of content. You're absolutely right. If we can do 480 pieces of content in 1 month, we are going to beat out our competition. We are going to get hundreds of thousands of views, hopefully, if you do this correctly. And when you do that, you're going to get thousands of people to your site. You're going to get a conversion rate at around 1% or so, hopefully a little bit higher. You're going to collect email addresses, and you're gonna make money. You can use organic content, leverage it, and make money. And then the beauty is you go back over here to this breakdown and you're like, okay, which one of these is actually working well? And now let me run this as an ad. I'm gonna show you guys this too, because this is cool. This is called our content scaling strategy. It's gonna be moved into like a Google Sheet here, but essentially what you're gonna do is you will take your winning organic content and then put them in as concepts to scale with your ads. If you want access to this document, all you need to do is comment the word scaling down below and I'll send you the document. Let's go over here to this. You can see here, single images, not so good. They got 58,000 people. They're not getting that much engagement on here. Now, look at this. 108, 98, 108 likes, 98 comments on a reel, 33 on an image. Should you be doing single images? Yeah, probably, but not so much anymore. Single image, 38. This was a carousel, right? Details, that matters. Look at this, reels are doing better. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to say, let's do more lifestyle photos. Let's do less single images. When you talk about 58,000 followers for this brand. So let's go over here. 4,000 views, 5,000, 6,000, 3,000, 4,000, 8,000. Now we're talking. Okay, this brand also does a ton of stories. I love the talking to camera, fit type video. Doesn't really matter, but show some slice of life, answer some questions. This is like their Sunday thing, so they do ask questions here. But 3 to 7 stories per day, kind of that minimum that you need to be on. So we're at 4 posts per day. Let me show you a video carousel as well. I'll pull this up. So here's a video carousel. Looks like a news article. You could do it for whatever else. Breaking news in the fashion industry, clothing brand, YouTube business. Thumbnail, video, image, call to action, comment the word. You'll see here, comment summit, and all the people who are commenting summit. And this is an automation. Don't worry about the automation. They do use a software called ManyChat, so you can use that as well. If you have 15,000 visitors per month, I want you to check out a site called Retention. Check them out. Very, very powerful. It's going to connect to your email provider. I think they do some stuff with Attentive, but they specifically also work with Klaviyo. Essentially, it's going to grab all the information from people who visit your site. So anyway, Retention, very powerful, very cool. Essentially, go check it out. There is a link down below. I think you guys get some kind of dealer discount if you use us, some kind of affiliation that we have with them. But anyway, this will add, on average, for every dollar we spend, we make about 6x in return for this software. So extremely powerful. Now, the other thing I want to tell you is if your LTV stinks or lifetime value stinks and have your actual products in hand, this is another software I would check out. It's an app within Shopify. It's comment sold. You can also, so they have this, it's called Video. But then you can actually check it out. There's actually a link in the description for this one as well. But whether you do the Shopify app, it's a little bit different. You just go to the Shopify app store. We don't necessarily have a link for that. They also have a standalone version as well. But essentially, this is like QVC meets social media. Imagine being able to sell it and telling people to comment the word down below or the t-shirt off of my back. Just comment the word t-shirt down below and it will automatically charge their card and automatically start like the shipping and processing side of things. So very, very cool. Gets a lot of customers to come back and buy frequently, which is increasing the LTV of your customer, so lifetime value. And that is how clothing brands grow, not from the first purchase, but the second and the third and the fourth. This other software, we're in the process of working with them. Honestly, they're in another country and a little difficult to get communication back and forth as they are a new company. Now, what I will tell you is I believe they will be a very solid company. This is like Gorgeous on crack, meaning if you don't know what that is, it's basically a live chat software which will increase sales. They say 5x. I believe it. I saw some stuff here. But anybody who's abandoned carts or anybody who has questions, think of this as like if you walked into a Neiman Marcus or a Hollister or American Eagle or Area, wherever you shop, and somebody asks you if you need help. That's exactly what this is going to do, but it's recommendations based off of already useful information about your Shopify store. It's a company called Joofy. If you have questions about them and you want some kind of deal or discount and you don't want to pay the pricing here, you can DM us on Instagram at BitBranding. They also have a free option too. So if you don't have 10,000 visitors, which I would suggest you get to 10,000 visitors, but if you don't have 10,000 visitors, there's a way you can get it for free. Just shoot me a message on Instagram at BitBranding and I'll connect you guys with that. Or you can message them in the chat and say that we sent you. Very cool. Like I said, they got some really cool brands that they're working with. I think this is going to be a game changer for a lot of people. One other thing too, practical advice. There is a ton of things that you can do for copywriting. I suggest for you is to go read a book by Eugene Schwartz. Eugene Schwartz wrote this book called Breakthrough Advertising. It will help you with copywriting or writing descriptions. So many people forget, because we are such an image and video heavy world right now, that the written word is extremely powerful. So learning how to write good copy will help you stand out. And so Eugene Schwartz, Breakthrough Advertising, go check out that book. And then I need you to optimize your Instagram bio. So let's look here. I think Sean's got a pretty good job. So it says exactly who it is. He's a digital creator, want to grow on YouTube channel, DM for class. So what I label this one, I'd give it like a 5 out of 10. We need some kind of call to action, which means like, why would I buy from you? Hey, use code IG for 15% off. Boom, arrow, something, send them to a landing page. Tell me why you're different. Tell me why I should follow you. And then more importantly, get them to the website. And then if I go here, I better go to, see, horrible, do not do this. This takes you to a random page, fine, but I want to buy. So take me directly to the new arrivals right away. Where do you want me to go? Also, I haven't been hit with a pop-up. I haven't been on the site for a long time, but not a good idea or a good approach here. So make sure that you have a good call to action. Make sure the nameplate is actually what it is, which this is a women's clothing brand or women's shopping or women's clothing. You can make that nameplate change. Very, very powerful here. For email, if you have 1,000 people on your list, make sure that you're sending out about 1 to 3 emails every single week, not per month. SMS, if you have about 500 to 1,000, I'd say 1 SMS per week, probably every other week if you have less than 500. That's where profit and total revenue kind of switch back and forth. But SMS is expensive, so do not do a ton of this if you don't have actual people on your list. It is a numbers game like everything else. Look, I used to let my emotions drive my business decisions. What I mean is different from trusting your gut, because I definitely think you should trust your gut. But pursuing something when all the numbers tell you otherwise, probably not the best move. I want to share with you some real business advice here and a book that you should pick up. But first, hold up just 1 second. I just want to say that if you are a clothing brand owner and want to jump into the specifics of how your brand can grow profitably online, you can schedule a free 45-minute strategy session with us. There are limited spots, so go find a time that works best for you. Check out the link in the description down below. The first thing we must do is go check out a book by Mike Michalowicz, or I think it's MikeMotorbike.com because his last name is super long. It's a book called Profit First. And essentially, it doesn't matter how much you're making, you can prioritize profit in your business. We have basically made this switch in our business about 4 or 5 years ago. And essentially what it did is it prioritized making sure that you made sound decisions based off of percentages in your company. Making better decisions are much easier when you understand the numbers. It's very, very simple. The book is an easy framework. I think there's an Audible version. I think there's sheets. I think there's a lot of stuff. Technically, you could skip the whole book. Don't do that, it'll help you a lot. But what it will do is give you the framework, and it's very, very simple. Twice per month, you make some transfers, it does things automatically. Everybody likes automatic. Go check it out. Like I said, the book is Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. I have no affiliation at all other than I think that it would truly help you grow your business. And if you want to support us, we did add this book to our kit list. It is in the link in the description down below, all the other books that we recommend as well. Okay, so we are over here inside of TripWell. This is the last 90 days for a brand. I want to break this down for you because these are numbers and data that you should know on how to get rich in your business. The total sales, 684,000. Total ads, 100,000. ROAS, this is your blended return. So how much did you spend in your business to how much you made? That is not the return on ad spend. This is return on the business. Doesn't matter. Not really too much, although we do use it to scale because I look at it as like, if we're profitable enough here, we can make this thing work. Now, each business is different. ROAS is a made up number, but since you are asking, I will tell you that, look, if in most businesses, if you got 70% margins or so, 3.5x blended return, if you want to scale, you're in a good spot. If you are wanting to be very healthy, maybe you wait till you're at a 4 or 5. MER, like I said, it defines it much better here, but basically the percentage of sales spent on ads, blended ad spend times basically 100s. Very small percentage there, not too bad. New customer acquisition, so this is new customer CPA or CAC, the cost to acquire a new customer, $42. For them, extremely profitable, mostly because our lifetime value is high. NC ROAS, which is new customer return on ad spend. So every new customer we get, now this number here is a 6 on Facebook, so great, we spend $1, we make 6. We also are spending $1 to make almost 3 on a new customer. For this brand, we need to be at about a 1.5, 1.6 to break even. So right here, we are first purchase profitable, which means that the second and third and fourth purchase that we have, which happens over here on Klaviyo, which was 200,000. This is triple attribution, my apologies here. This is linear. Triple attribution gives like total credit to a bunch of different places, so the number's actually not accurate. Here we are, closer to a 3. We did make $68,000 on email and SMS. Please do not discount that. That's a good chunk of revenue, and you can see that the numbers actually add up correctly here. So 546 purchases, organic and social, not great, 300,000. Basically, if it falls out of that 7-day window on Facebook, it's not getting counted. But that's why we go back to this blended return. So what makes this business grow? AOV, $113 AOV, LTV 170, 90 days 188. So basically, we have to factor in the cost of goods for how much of the 188 it is, and then we need to factor in, okay, what was the cost to acquire that customer? What is the cost for everything? But essentially, rough math, 188 times 0.30, which is our cost of goods. So we're at 188 minus 56, just to do easy math, or the total profit is $132 minus the CPA, which is, we should only have to acquire them one time, which was basically like 47 bucks, 85 bucks in profit. And then you have some, ancillary things. We probably can't go too crazy in depth here for this example, but essentially every customer, when making, in 90 days, we're making $85 in net profit. Now you multiply that by 6,000 customers, now you have some pretty good numbers to work with. Now, they didn't have 6,000 customers. It's just, you can see how $80 in 90 days makes sense. And the majority of this money is actually made in 60 days. So we are very, very profitable here. This is good for this brand. Every brand is different. Please do not compare yourselves to them. What's cool about Triple Whale is you can see a sales cycle. You can see the lifetime value of this customer in the 90 days. Let's see the last 12 months here. I don't think we have 12 months for the data. See, it's actually gotten a little bit better. It's comparing it to nothing. But let's see the last 90 days here. Yeah, 185. So we're moving in the right direction. Very, very good. It's what you want to see. I share with these because I think it's very, very important. Your first customer purchase doesn't always have to be profitable, but for a clothing brand, I almost want it to be. But then you should know your 30, 60, and 90 day. Triple Whale does a great job of this. You can check them out if you'd like, but at the bare minimum, do the math for yourself and just make sure that when is this person going to come back and how likely are they to come back? Because if you are not first purchase profitable, you run yourself into a very difficult situation. Now you know the framework to truly build a brand so that you can get rich, but now you need to be able to drive traffic consistently because none of these numbers matter without traffic. So go watch this video on exactly how to do that with Facebook ads right here next. All right, y'all, have a great rest of your day. I will see you next time. And P.S., please make sure you subscribe.